Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 500. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is the 3 Golden Rules of Entrepreneurship. The 3 Golden Rules of Entrepreneurship. Now, with my 25 plus years of being a serial entrepreneur after leaving corporate America, these are the 3 rules that I came up with and I live by when I start a new business or look to create a new product and or service. But before we get to today's content, let me just share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my new revamped BEB Academy. Go to newbebacademy.com for more information and to enroll in the Academy. The Academy has all the online courses. We have the live group coaching, and most of all, it's collaboration. You'll be able to collaborate with other BEB family members, make connections, and make money together and do collaboration. So go to newbebacademy.com and watch the video and learn more. And I'm looking forward to seeing you inside the Academy. And last but not least, today is a groundbreaking and landmark episode for us. We hit episode number 500, and I want to personally thank all the BEB family members for rocking with me for all of these years, close to 10 years. In September of 2024, it'll be 10 years and over 520 plus episodes. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys for making the BEB family the #1 community when it comes to Black entrepreneurship and one of the most downloaded podcasts in the world right now. And I just have to thank you guys. So I appreciate you. I love you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about everything BEB as we try to build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community. Once again, thank you guys so much for 500 episodes. Now let's get ready for today's content. And we're going to discuss the 3 Golden Rules of Entrepreneurship as it pertains to Jay Jones. These are my 3 golden rules, guys, and I've learned these over the 25 plus years as a serial entrepreneur after leaving corporate America. And I've pretty much seen the gamut of the highs and the lows, almost losing it all twice and being blessed to be able to come back and build 2 multi-million-dollar businesses. And I've built over 17 businesses throughout those 25 years. Some were great. Some were good, some were bad, some were totally awful. So I have the perspective of not just talking about it, but actually living this. And so these are the 3 golden rules that I want to share with you guys to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ, but also to take you from point A to point B. Because we know that as an entrepreneur, there's no roadmap out there. And that's really what the BEB podcast and ecosystem is all about, is trying to give you a roadmap and actionable steps to take you from point A to point B. A lot of stuff you'll see out there, they're giving you inspiration, not motivation. Motivation comes from within. Nobody can motivate you. The only thing I can hope to do is inspire you. But after I inspire you, I want to give you actionable steps to move the needle. So not just rah-rah, because I don't do that. If you want that, you got to go somewhere else. I'm talking about practical application, not theory, things that I've done. I call myself a guru because everything I talk about, guys, I've done. All right. And the people that I bring on, they're gurus too, because what they talk about, they're done. It's not theory. It's practical application. So the whole premise of the BEB ecosystem is to give you actionable steps to move you from point A to point B. Now, we're going to talk about the 3 golden rules. These are Jay's 3 golden rules and what I've learned. And rule number 1, and I wish somebody would have told me this a long time ago, test for proof of concept. Test for proof of concept. Many times we get a big idea, we're laying in the bed, we're watching something, we're driving somewhere, we're listening to somebody, and all of a sudden we have this great, amazing idea that's never been done before. And now you're going to take this concept and you're going to exhaust all your resources and time without testing it to make sure that it works. So that's what we don't want to do, guys. And I learned that the hard way. So let me give you guys a piece of solid information that I don't want you to ever forget. The truest test of proof of concept is when people go into Hip Pocket National, that's your pockets, and purchase your product or service. The truest test of proof of concept is when people go into their pockets and purchase your product or service. You can have all types of focus groups. You can ask family and friends if they like your product or service. And of course, they're probably going to say yes so they don't hurt your feeling. But the truest test, guys, is when people exchange money for your product and or service. And let me just dig a little deeper into this. Today's show isn't going to be super long, but I want it to be super impactful. All right, so sometimes I'm going to cut down and minimize what I talk about so I can go deeper. So in terms of proof of concept, many times we think we have to have the whole business and the whole infrastructure set up before we test things. So, for example, you could be an employee in a company and you could understand that there is proof of concept for whatever your company is doing. So, for example, I used to be in advertising. That was one of my jobs in corporate America after I left being a stockbroker. So I was an account executive for a major media company, and I worked with large, actually medium-sized and large companies to help drive traffic and generate business for them. So what I was doing, I understood now that there's a market for this because the customers that I'm helping, business owners, they were receptive to what we were selling. Digital advertising, back in the day, was print advertising, direct mail, the whole shebang. So I knew there was proof of concept for what was happening, but I had to understand and find out if there was proof of concept for what I wanted to do. And so you have to look at that. And many times entrepreneurs get ideas from the companies that they work for. So that's cool. So that kind of gives you a proof of concept. Yes, people will spend money for these products or services. Now, you have to remember, though, the way you deliver these products or services, how you position yourself with these products or services, that makes a difference. And let me give you a real life example of this. One of my good friends is into gadgets. He likes all type of techie stuff. So he wanted to start a home automation company. And so he's out there, he's trying to market the home automation. You know, you come in, you hit a button, your lights dim, the TV comes on, and the temperature is set. You know, there's all types of stuff. Now, this was several years ago. And at the time, the economy was kind of bad, so people weren't really spending for that. And then what he had to understand was, where do you stack up against the competition? So when his ABC small company tries to sell a product or service and people ask him about customer service, he was the customer service. He was the repair, versus dealing with the larger companies, say like Xfinity, which is Comcast, or ADT, which does home automation along with security. And so proof of concept, the concept may be done, but how do you position yourself to be a player in that market? And so when people started asking questions, you know, they're spending thousands of dollars. Well, hey, Joe, what happens if this breaks? Is there a service number? Oh, yeah, just call me on my cell phone. What happens if I need an update and you're not around? Well, I can't help you. So proof of concept, even though that concept may be out there improving, are you going to be able to pull that off? Okay. How do you stack up and compare against your competitors? Let me give you another or several other examples about testing proof of concept. And I've used this before, so if you've heard it, bear with me, but there are a lot of people who are first-time listeners. Years ago, I sold a supplement. It was a nootropic. And a nootropic is supposed to help your brain activity and help you focus better and be able to get more done. So the first thing I did is I found a manufacturer for the nootropic, and I asked for some samples. So before I sell anything, be it, supplement or consumables, I always try it myself and have other people try it. So I took the supplement for a period of a couple of weeks. It seemed like it had me focused, and it wasn't caffeine. So a lot of these supplements have caffeine in them that are just going to amp you up. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I gave it to a test group, about 5 or 6 different people. They tried it. They liked it. So I said, okay, I'm going to market it. So before I went into the manufacturer and bought 5,000 bottles of this nootropic, what I did was I asked them, what is the price for 100 bottles for an initial offer? And how long would it take me to get those bottles with my company name and my product information on it? And they said it'll take about 5 to 7 days. I said, great. So I got about 10 sample bottles to test out. And what I did was I had a graphic artist create my labels, the same label that they were going to use if I decided to purchase the actual nootropic or the supplement from them. So now I had the graphic artist create this image. And what I did was I put a landing page up, and I drove traffic to the landing page with Facebook ads at the time. So here are the numbers for you guys. The actual product cost me about $5 per bottle for 30 pills, which is a monthly allotment of pills. Now I was going to sell them for $29.95, but the first bottle is free, but you only pay shipping and handling. So the shipping and handling was $6.95. So if you see the numbers, I'm losing money. It cost me $5 plus I have to pay shipping and handling, which was usually $3 to $4. So I was actually losing money. I was making $6.95, but I was probably paying out anywhere from $8.95 to $9. So I was losing a couple of bucks on each initial trial sample. Now what happened was, though, after 30 days, they would get billed $29.95 a month until they canceled. So I was taking a little risk, but I wasn't trying to take a whole big risk. And here was my thought. I said, if I can sell 25 bottles within a certain period of time, I'll order 100 bottles with my label on it, and then I'll ship it out. So if you understand what I just did, I actually put up a landing page, drove traffic. The proof of concept was selling 25 bottles within a certain period of time. I think it was in a 2-week period. And I sold those bottles in a 2-week period. So then what I did was I ordered 100 bottles from the manufacturer with my product label on it. And then I started to fulfill the orders. So this way I didn't buy product until I actually had orders coming in. That's what's called testing, guys. So golden rule number 1, test for proof of concept. Let me give you another test that I did years ago to see if this concept would work. So I was coming out with a new print magazine. It was a home and garden magazine. And I wanted to see if I could get sales reps to actually sell the advertising, because I knew I couldn't sell all of the advertising. And it was a local magazine, and it was going out to probably, I think, 10,000 homes. And it was for home and garden. So you would sell advertisers like lawn care, window washing, those type of home services, cleaning, all types of things of that nature. So what I did was I put an ad on Indeed, and I was looking for commission sales representatives. And so I had the ad up there. I didn't even know if I was going to do the magazine, but I did have a graphics guy, and I had a mock-up magazine done. So if they wanted to see something, it was like a mini 8-page magazine. And so when I put the ad out, I had people respond, and I actually set up interviews. So I actually interviewed people for the position. Now, once I interviewed them for the position, I actually hired the best ones. And I hired more than I needed because I knew people would leave and quit. So I actually found 7 commission sales reps, and I ended up with 3 solid ones from that, and I was able to start my magazine. So I didn't go start my magazine and not have anybody to sell the ads because it didn't make sense. I had to get proof of concept. I knew, being in the business that I was in, that a lot of these type of companies spent money already, and all I wanted to do was divert the funds that they were using for advertising in other vehicles and bring them into my vehicle. So that actually worked out well. And what we're talking about today, guys, is the 3 golden rules of entrepreneurship. Golden rule number 1, test for proof of concept. Test, 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 and test some more before you exhaust your resources and your time for something that does not work or there's not a need for it. That's another thing I want to hit on real quick. Many times as entrepreneurs, we think people think just like us. Oh, I want this, so everybody else is going to want this. That's not necessarily the case. So make sure that you have a market that wants whatever you're selling, be it your product or service. You need to have a market that's looking for that. So if you're selling a solution, if you're a tax preparer and people need their taxes done, that's a solution. If you're selling a product, that's a solution or whatever, make sure there's a market for it. Golden rule number 1, test for proof of concept. Golden rule number 2, create a solid business plan. Create a solid business plan. Now, let me just tell you guys, you don't need a 300-page business plan unless you're looking to get capital or funding. And it doesn't even need to be 300 pages, okay? So if you're not looking for outside funding, keep it short and keep it simple, okay? Let me give you guys a resource, and this is something that I recommend all the time. If you want to do a business plan, it's a business plan software called LivePlan, LivePlan, liveplan.com. Check them out. Very great software. I used to use it myself, and I still do sometimes if I'm looking to create a new business or I have a new idea, because a business plan, a solid business plan, is going to make you think. It's going to ask you questions, especially if you use liveplan.com. It's going to ask you questions to make you think through the whole process. Okay, so you take your time, write out your ideas in a concise fashion, and focus on several things. So once again, if you don't need money from anybody, keep it simple. Focus on several things such as your target market. Who are you trying to talk to? Who's your main avatar? Who are the people that you sell to? Okay. Also look at the benefits of your products and services. The benefits, not what it is, not the details, the benefits. People only care about what's it going to do for me. Well, I got a dual overhead cam engine. All right, so what? That means you can go fast. Okay, that's the benefit. Gotcha. I don't care about all the nonsense. What is it going to do for me? Okay, so whatever your product or service is, you have to give the benefits. That's how you sell. You sell on benefits to your customers. All right. Also, another thing you have to look at in terms of your marketing plan, what are your sales and marketing ideas? Your sales and marketing ideas. Because if you don't have customers, and we're going to talk about that shortly, you don't have a business, right? So you need to be able to get the word out about your business and about your product or service. So you need to create a solid business plan. Also, you want to talk about or think about profitability. So I gave you an example a minute ago about my nootropic, my supplement that I was selling. Okay, I was losing money at first to try to gain a customer. But it was a very short sample. I wasn't going to lose a lot of money. Out of those 25 customers, I probably lost $3 a piece on them with the shipping and handling. So I may have lost anywhere from $75 to $100. That's something that I could deal with. Also, I forgot to mention I had to drive traffic with Facebook ads, and that cost me about $100. So all in to test that product, I was out about $200. Okay, so you see what I'm talking about in terms of test for proof of concept. So in number 2, creating a solid business plan, you have to understand your profitability. Many times we don't factor in the cost of advertising, the cost of goods sold. How much money did you have to advertise to be able to be profitable? Okay, sometimes we spend more than we actually make, and we don't realize it because we don't have our books in order. Okay, create a solid business plan. I do want to add on to that. You need software, be it QuickBooks or whatever you want to use, that actually can help you with your profitability, your invoices, and things of that nature. Your profit and loss statements so you can get your taxes done, your cash flow, and all of the statements and everything that you need to run a successful, sustainable business. So golden rule number 2, create a solid business plan. And once again, don't go crazy if you're not looking for outside funds, and just be reasonable. So once again, liveplan.com is a great place to start. It's actually online software. It's going to prompt you and ask you all types of questions. And it's a software that I've used many times. And I actually have a subscription to it just in case I'm going to come out with a new business. So today we're talking about the 3 golden rules of entrepreneurship, according to Jay Jones. All right. These aren't be all that end all, but these are according to me from what I've learned over my 25 plus years as a serial entrepreneur. Golden rule number 1, test for proof of concept. Golden rule number 2, create a solid business plan. And golden rule number 3, create a sales system. So here's something that I tell a lot of my coaching students. All right. And it's pretty simple. No revenues equals no sales equals no business. Okay. If you don't have sales coming in, you don't have a business. I don't care if you got the greatest product or service out there. If you're not selling, you don't have a product. I mean, you won't have a business. Okay. So if you don't have a list of qualified prospects, and I say qualified, people that are ready, willing, and able to purchase your product or service. If you don't have a list of qualified prospects, you will never generate consistent revenue. People all the time start businesses, guys, and they don't have a sales system in place. That simple example that I gave you, that nootropic, that's a sales system. All right, nothing complicated. I had Facebook ads run into a landing page with an offer for my supplement. That's a sales system. It was on 24/7, 365 because I was running ads on Facebook all the time. Okay, so you have to have a consistent way of generating qualified leads so you can convert those leads into sales. I don't care what type of business you're in. Okay, I don't care if you sell college football memorabilia. You need to have a way to connect with your target market that wants that product or service. So say you sell T-shirts with the Alabama Crimson Tide on there, right? You're a Crimson Tide fan. You need a way to get in front of those people to be able to sell your products or services, right? If they don't know you exist, guess what? You're not going to make any money. And when you don't make money, you're going to be out of business. So create a sales system. Some systems, like I said, can be simple, and you can have multiple systems, okay? So I just gave you the example of driving traffic from social media to a landing page, right? That's great. You can also tap in if you tap into Facebook groups. So if I'm selling Alabama Crimson Tide, memorabilia or products, maybe I find a group on Facebook that is Alabama fans, Alabama football fans. That's my target audience. Maybe I post in there. Maybe I run ads to that marketplace or that target demographic. Okay, so these are the things that you have to think about, because if you don't have sales, guys, you don't have a business. Many times we're so busy thinking about creating and building our product or service, we never think about how we're going to interact with that target customer. Okay, so that's something that needs to be in your business plan. That's why I was saying create a solid business plan. Who's your target market and how are you going to connect with them, and how easy is it to connect with them? And many times it's by producing content. So during the survey with Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, 97% of the people that listen to this podcast are African American or Afro Latino. I believe, I'm sorry, 92%, not 97. And so the other 8%, it's different. It varies. So when I did a survey, and I usually do one to certain people in my groups every couple of years. So that way I know who my market is. But the title is going to bring in my target listeners, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. All right. That tells you everything that you want to know. It's for Black entrepreneurs, and I'm giving you the blueprint to success. So it's very definitive on who my target market is. Some of you may have products or services that are generic in form, right? So you still have to figure out though who's your target market. So that's something that's super important. And your sales system is the key to tapping into that market and generating qualified leads. You have to be able to do that. So before you go hog wild, spending all your money, number one, test for proof of concept. Number two, create a solid business plan. And a business plan, literally, if you don't need funding, could be 5 pages. It could be 3 pages or whatever. But some type of plan and roadmap and direction for you to go. And number three, in order to really scale up and build a real sustainable business, you need to create a sales system. Okay, we're not going to talk about all the other systems in terms of fulfillment system and also a follow-up system. So that's something that we're not going to go into today. But the number 3 rule is create a sales system, guys, and don't sleep on it. There's funnel software out there if you want to create sales funnels, if you want to generate content on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, something as simple as a simple lead generation system or part of a system, because you can do multiple things now. For me, with my new mortgage business, one of the most popular questions is, how do I qualify for a mortgage? So I can create a video, put it up on YouTube, and talk about 3 to 5 minutes about what you need to do to qualify for a mortgage. And in the description, I can say, click here for my free ebook, or click here for a free consultation. All right. That is a simplified sales system. Okay. Now, you don't just want to have that. You want to have other things out there, too, to attract your customers or prospective customers. So that is a sales system. That thing is going to be on YouTube all the time. And here's just a little note, guys. Sometimes you want to go and get long tail keywords, right? So you may want to buy something, how to clean my tie. If you have a product or service that cleans ties, trust me, guys, that, back in the day, I used to get oil and food on my silk ties all the time, and it was a pain. So I have the website Clean My Tie, right? I don't have any products or services to do it, but I knew that that could be a great business. Clean My Tie. So you can get a long tail keyword like how to clean your tie. And that could be a domain name. You could put a video up there. And if you had a product or service to actually do that, that's a way to create a simple sales system. All right. People love video. And now it's so easy. You can create videos without you being the face of the video. So check out invideo.io, INVIDEO. I think it's .io, but just type in InVideo, and you can create beautiful videos with AI. You write down the script, and it'll have the AI voice, and it'll also do the images for you based on what your script is. So something super simple. So whatever type of business you have, you can literally do that to create a simple sales system. Say you're a business coach, create a script, put it in InVideo, and then watch that script turn into a real live video. It could be 60 seconds, it could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever. And now you can start generating leads. So that's a simple sales system example, guys. Before we get to the last segment of the show, guys, let me just share my social media contact information and resource links. So I mentioned at the top of the show, make sure you go to newbebacademy.com to join the new revised, revamped academy. We have coaching, we have courses, and we have collaboration. Go to newbebacademy.com. Everything I'm about to tell you guys is on the website blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. If you're lazy, go to bebconnect.com and it'll take you to the same place. All right. Now, if you want to connect with me, anything long, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, Twitter, JJones001, JAYJONES001. That's on Twitter. LinkedIn, just go to LinkedIn, type in J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Instagram, I got 2 IG accounts, guys. The first one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Connect with me on Facebook. Just type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint on Facebook and connect there. Also YouTube. Go to YouTube. Type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have additional content on YouTube that is not on the show. And for all you first-time listeners, I want to let you know that we drop every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. So wherever you're listening to this or watching this episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button. All right, now let me just say this before we close on out, guys. Today was my 500th episode. I mentioned it at the top of the show, and it's just so amazing because you never know where something is going to go and where it's going to lead you when you start it. And so I want to implore all you current entrepreneurs and prospective entrepreneurs, do not let your dreams die. I would have never imagined when I started Black Entrepreneur Blueprint that I would have been here. I would have been able to sit down and talk to people that I probably wouldn't have ever talked to before, make friends with people that I probably wouldn't have made friends with before, being able to build connections with the BEB family members that I talk to on a personal level, people that have been in some of my groups and different things. And it's just been a blessing, and it's been an amazing ride. And I just want to thank you guys so much. I never even thought about making 500 episodes. I didn't even know how long it was going to go. But the thing that I did know was that I had this content and I had this information. I have the experience that can help my community, and I knew that I wanted to share it. I just never knew that it would take me this far in being able to connect and impact people in our community to help them elevate their entrepreneur IQ and start to build successful, sustainable businesses. So episode 500, man, I am super blessed and excited, and I'm looking for many more to come. And as I've said before, guys, I want to do impactful episodes that are going to move the needle. None of that rah-rah BS. If you come looking for all of that nonsense and rah-rah BS, I'm not that dude, right? I'm going to talk to you, like an adult, and I'm going to show you and tell you the things that I've experienced, and I'm going to help you move from point A to point B. So that rah-rah stuff runs off. I always use the example of, if you have a coach, if you played sports or something, your coach can, do a pregame speech, get you fired up, so fired up you'll run through that brick wall. Then once you run through the brick wall, you'll turn around and start scratching your head while the bricks are falling off of it, talking about, yo, coach, what do I do now? Coach didn't give you any direction or actionable steps. Only thing coach did was amp you up. There's tons of people that are going to amp you up. But really, what is that going to provide you? So I want to inspire you to do more, be more, get more by giving you actionable steps. And that's what Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is all about. Now, I say this each and every week, guys, because it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys and love you so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast. The new BEB Academy, go to newbebacademy.com. So now you can get your online courses, you can collaborate, and you also can get the coaching involved. newbebacademy.com. Remember, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.